Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. And today I want to talk about Robinhood. Robinhood is under the scrutiny of Massachusetts regulators right now because there's some hidden dangers in Robinhood that heavily impact young people and what are called uninformed investors. And so, what I'm going to do this morning, very, very quickly, is kind of describe some of these hidden dangers of Robinhood so that as you trade, you will know how to be careful. So, we're going to get started. The conversations about Robinhood this morning, and welcome to the Black Financial Channel. And we're going to get started right now. Hey, good morning, guys. What's going on? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. As I said, I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor, and I want to talk about Robinhood. Robinhood is under the scrutiny of investigators right now. Regulators in Massachusetts are claiming that Robinhood has had a detrimental effect on the economic activity of young people, and I'm going to break down and explain to you exactly why I think the regulators are right. The regulators are right to deal with Robinhood. Robinhood has led to a burst of investing that has been seen all throughout the world, but it's also causing some effects that you may not be aware of. And so, anyway, do me a favor before we get started. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. And I want to remind you, I'm not a black man who happens to be a finance professor. Sorry, I scratched that. I am not a finance professor who happens to be a black man. I'm a black man who happens to be a finance professor. I hope that wasn't Freudian slip. I would hate to think I was a sellout. I'm trying to be a good man here. I just be patient with me. God ain't through with me yet. So let me just go and break this down for you as I head to the doctor's office for my annual checkup. All black men out there, brothers, make sure you get your checkups regularly because you never know what's going on inside your body, and you want to make sure you stay healthy. So here's the deal. All right, so Robinhood is being scrutinized heavily by regulators, and regulators are basically saying, particularly in Massachusetts, that Robinhood is having a crazy effect on on the young people and exposing them to tremendous risk that they may not be aware of. They feel that Robinhood, because Robinhood has been kind of at the forefront of this investing revolution, which, as B. Claude says, it got him started into investing. I think that's great. Robinhood's gotten a lot of people into investing. But I want to break this down for you real quick. First of all, I want to ask you guys, how many of you, give me a yes or no in the chat, yes or no, how many of you are using the Robinhood app? How many of you either are using it, used to use it? Maybe Robinhood got you started investing. Big Drip, what's going on? I see you in there. How many of you are using Robinhood right now? Give me a yes or no in the chat. Um, Okay, yeah. I see a lot of you are using Robinhood. Now, the thing about Robinhood is that you really want to think about though is Robinhood's awesome because it makes investing very easy. Robinhood makes investing extremely easy. But also Robinhood is dangerous because it makes investing very easy. Do you follow me? Do you get what I'm saying here? It's great because it makes investing easy. It's terrible because it makes investing easy. When you go back to financial theory and you kind of talk about some of the stuff that we this is not even something that I ever really talked much about when I was teaching at Syracuse. This is more so on a higher level plane in terms of the research that we did on investing. And one concept that I want you to kind of embrace for a second is the idea of being an informed investor versus an uninformed investor, informed versus uninformed. So if you go back to the stock market crash of 1929, a lot of the reason that the market crashed is because you had a lot of really uninformed investors who didn't have the money. They couldn't afford to lose the money they were putting up. They thought that the market could only go up; it could never go down. They were diving headfirst into major leverage situations, and they didn't really understand what was going on. You saw some of this happen actually. I think even with the Tulsa Fund, when you had people that invested in the Tulsa Fund, they invested in. Think about it in that context. You invest your last $500 in the Tulsa Fund because you are convinced that the Tulsa Fund is going to double your money in a year, right? Because you don't understand investing, or you buy crypto, you jump into Bitcoin. I saw people literally borrowing off their credit card to invest in Bitcoin in 2017 because they didn't know what investing actually is. They didn't understand that investing meant that you can lose money and you can lose a lot. The whole bottom could fall out of the market and you could lose everything, and then nobody will be there to apologize to you. Nobody will be there to make you whole. Nobody will be there to hear your sobbing. Nobody will be there to help you feed your kids. So, um, basically, when you talk about uninformed investors, and this is not even meant to be stated in a disparaging way. Uninformed investors don't always know what the risk is. They don't always know what the downside is. It's like if I decide I want to be go into the dope game, nobody has a right to tell me whether that's a good or bad thing to do. But somebody might sit me down and say, okay, boys, make sure you understand the life you're signing up for. When you join this gang, the only way you're gonna leave this gang is in a casket. Right. So it's not so much a matter of telling me what the right or wrong decision is. Right. I make that decision. What it comes down to is, do you know what you're in for? Now that's where Robinhood comes into the conversation. Robinhood, by making investing so easy, by just opening the door for anybody with a phone to start investing that day, it's really kind of bringing people in without them knowing what they're in for. Right now, you are lucky because you are living through one of the greatest investing eras in the history of this country. This is one of the best times in American history to become an investor because it's literally raining money out of the sky. Money is raining out of the sky. The Fed is dropping $1 trillion every 6 weeks onto the economy. So there's money raining out of the sky. Corporate valuations are sick. It is berserk. It is easy. Making money in the stock market is like shooting fish in a barrel blindfold. It's the easiest thing in the world to make money in this market. But the thing about it is that it's not always going to be like this. It's not always going to be this way, I love to go back to that New Edition song, "Can You Stand the Rain?" One of the guys from New Edition is actually in the Black Business School, and he was making fun of me because I always bring up two examples of New Edition or Belle Biv DeVoe songs when I'm talking about investing. One is "Can You Stand the Rain?" Meaning, can you stand when it starts raining and it doesn't stop raining for 2 years? Will you be there, girl, when it's raining for 2 years? Number two is never trust a big button to smile. That's a whole nother conversation, but it does involve investing in terms of who you invest your life in. So I love to bring up those two examples because at the end of the day, you don't want to be a sucker. At the end of the day, you don't want to get body slammed financially and then sit back and say, oh my God, I'm such a victim. Nobody ever told me. Well, no, now you can't say that because you listen to this video. You officially are no longer allowed to say, nobody ever told me. I didn't know. I lost everything. It was terrible. No, because Uncle Boyce told you and Dr. Boyce told you. Two people told you today. Uncle Boyce told you and Dr. Boyce told you that investing is inherently risky. And the reason regulators are going after Robinhood is because they don't feel that Robinhood is doing enough to let investors know, particularly young people, millennials, or not even millennials. Like it's like millennials are old now. Millennials are in their 30s. Like whatever generations after the millennials, maybe it's Y, Z, Generation Q. I don't know, man. But those young people that are jumping in and saying, "Look, mom, there's so much money out here. It's easy to make money right now. This is amazing." Just know that there's a darker side to that, and I don't want you to get caught blindfolded. I don't want you to get blindsided by that. So Robinhood, they are 100% right to go after Robinhood because there is such a thing as making investing a little bit too easy, and they're basically going to pressure Robinhood to make some adjustments so that you let people know what they're in for. Like you just say to them, look, are you sure you about that life? Because here's the other thing too. A lot of people will talk about Robinhood. By the way, actually, as I move forward, hit the thumbs up button. If you could, please hit the thumbs up button. We're trying to build black media here, and you know how important black media is. And I hope that we keep it real and keep it consistent enough that you believe in us. So I'm just asking you right now, if you could, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button. And also, don't forget that the Black Wealth Bootcamp starts on January 7th. So if you want to understand how to obtain economic independence from the corporate plantation, it's a very popular program. Everybody loves it. Feel free to go to blackwealthbootcamp.com. Take a look. It's a 6-week masterclass I teach. I only do it once every couple of years or whatever. I think you're going to like it. It's really, really good. I know you're going to like it. You're going to love it. So anyway, there's the URL. All right. So here's the thing. People talk about Robinhood being their introduction to investing. Like, it was the Robinhood app that got me started investing. I want to ask you this question. I'm going to respond to your question with a question. Did it really get you started with investing? Did it really? Or did it get you started with gambling? You see, because investing is not the same as gambling. And a lot of people are on the Robinhood app and they are gambling, but they think it's investing. Like they think that investing is gambling. They think gambling is investing. And I've been to Vegas before. I've been to casinos before, and I can tell you that they're not the same thing. Gambling makes me sick. Gambling puts a hold on myself. When I was in college one time, I messed around. I thought I was smart. I thought I could actually predict who was going to win NFL games and who was going to beat the spread. So I went over. I met this guy. I kid you not. This is Kentucky, right? Kentucky's like this great state. That's where Breonna Taylor got killed. But it's like full of like wonderful people and lots of hillbillies. So I met a really wonderful hillbilly by the name of Russ. And Russ used to watch football games with me. And Russ used to bet on football games. So Russ said, "Hey man," he said, he said, we could bet on these games and make money." I said, "Really?" I said, "Well, I'm pretty good at predicting the games." And so Russ said, "I got a friend who has a bookie, and we can bet with the bookie." And I said, "Okay, what's your friend's name?" He said, "My friend's name is Russ." I said, "But wait a minute, your name is Russ." He said, "Yeah, my friend's name is Russ too." So my friend Russ, who had another friend named Russ, who had a bookie, invited me over to the second Russ's house. So we go to Russ's house, the one with the bookie, not the first Russ, who's my friend. And we sit there and we watch football all day long. This is a college student's dream, right? So I'm watching football all day long, and I bet on a couple of games, and I got super, super lucky, and I won all the games I bet on that day. So that day I got I think I got a check from the bookie or cash. The bookies don't write checks. I got about $600 in a day. And I remember feeling very confident. I felt like Superman, like I had just hit that kryptonite and I was feeling like Superman that day. Like I was the smartest guy in the world because gambling does that. Like when you win, whether it's the blackjack table or anything else, you feel like you're the smartest person in the world and you feel like you cannot lose. So I was feeling like Superman that day. And so I kept doing it. I said, "Look at this. This is amazing. I don't have to work anymore. I made more money in one day than I would make at my job over a 3-week period." That was like paradise. I thought I'd figured out the solution. I thought I figured out a system. I thought I knew how to make money. I thought I knew how to win. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It took me about maybe 3 weeks of consistent losing, of going deep in debt, and owing money to a bookie who made me really believe that he might show up at my house and break my legs or kill me, for me to realize this ain't the way. This ain't the solution. It was seeing that dark side of what happens when you don't pick the right spread, or when you get mad because the Minnesota Vikings decided to kick a field goal instead of score a touchdown because they don't want to beat the other team by too many points. That's when you kind of realize, like, maybe I didn't have it all figured out, right? And that's what happens when you're young. When you're young, let's just be clear. When you're young, you're stupid. Like, no disrespect to any young people listening, but when 10 years from now, you'll agree with me. 10 years from now, you'll be smart enough to know how stupid you are right now. But then again, that's true for all of us. In 10 years from today, all of us should be looking back at our current selves and saying, "Wow, I wish I'd known then what I know now. Back then, I was kind of stupid compared to where I am today." So why am I saying all this? Well, because Robinhood is especially appealing to young people. Young people are the first ones to jump into Robinhood. A lot of young people also are bored because of the pandemic. They don't have anything to do. And Robinhood has been like the answer to their prayers. "Oh my God, look, mom, look, I flipped my money 3 times. Look at how much money I'm making. This is great." I want, and if that's what you're doing and you love it, keep doing it. Keep doing your thing. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. What I'm here to tell you, though, is that gambling is not the same as investing. Investing is when you plant a seed and you let that seed grow. Gambling is when you're constantly trying to look for the quick flip. Investing is the long money. Gambling is the short money. Investing is the slow money. Gambling is the fast money. So if you're looking for fast, short money and quick flips, then you're not really investing, you're gambling. So day traders a lot of times are doing as much gambling as they are investing. People that are buying lots of options, stock options, so that they can actually do the quick flips, many of those people are gambling. They're not really investing, right? Options can be used for investing, but they're not using them for investing. They're using them for gambling. So what I want to just say to you is that there's a very good reason why the regulators in Massachusetts are going after Robinhood right now, and I approve this message, is because they need to at least issue a warning and let young people know, look, enter at your own risk. They should treat Robinhood for what it is. It's a casino. For some people, it has become a casino. And a lot of the insane valuations that you're seeing on equities right now, like how the DoorDash IPO doubled in price or something on the first day, Airbnb shot up like crazy on the first day. Believe me, mark my word, write this down. stick a thumb in this video, a thumbnail in this video, bookmark this page and this video right now. And I want you to come back and listen to this video when the whole market crumbles and crashes, and a lot of those companies' valuations fall straight to the floor, and people are crying because they got body slammed financially from buying into overpriced stocks. Valuations do matter. They've tricked you into believing that the fundamental value of a company does not matter. Chickens always come home to roost. This has happened before. This happened in the 1929 stock market crash. It happened in the 1999 dot-com bubble. It happened in the 2007, 2008 crash in mortgage-backed securities. This too shall pass. It's going to happen. Just be ready. Mark my words. It's going to occur. Prepare yourself. Hide your wife. Hide your kids, because the economic apocalypse will arrive someday. But until that time, keep making your money, keep being smart, and be a smart investor. And also, one little side note I'm going to give, this is just to the homies that are listening. When Robinhood goes public, Robinhood is an $11 billion company. They're probably going to be worth 20, 30, or $40 billion after they go public, when all the gamblers show up and dive deep into the stock without caring for a second about the fundamental valuation. If you want to know my opinion about the Robinhood IPO, my answer is hell to the null, to the null, null, to the null, null, null. I'm not touching that IPO. I'm not going to buy into that company's stock. I'm not messing with that at all, because it's going to be significantly overvalued. The only time I'm going to, when I'm going to invest in the Robinhood IPO is about a year or two after the IPO, when the stock has crashed and everybody's running away from it and everybody's afraid. Like Warren Buffett used to say, that smart investors, you want to be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. Right now, the market is pretty greedy, and I really think this is going to eventually collapse on itself. There's going to be some problems that come out of this, but that does not mean that the stock market is a bad place to be. It just means you got to be smart, be informed, be intelligent. Don't go with the fads and go with the trends, because trends are almost always temporary. Do you get what I'm saying? Give me a yes or no if you follow what I'm saying. If you hear what Uncle Boyce is saying, and you can take it in love. All right. Thank you. Okay, great. So, by the way, don't forget, this weekend, the Black Real Estate Weekend happens. You can still register. We start on the 19th. We've got a ton of real estate experts coming through. We've got experts on every type of real estate, from buying your first home to multifamily property to commercial real estate to tax lien investing to becoming a real estate agent. All of that. Real estate is one of the 3 pillars of wealth we talk about in the Black Business School, which is stock market investing, real estate, and entrepreneurship. So, if you'd like to join us, go take a look. Go to blackrealestateweekend.com. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. It's going to be amazing. All of our stuff is amazing. In the Black Business School, we have about 140,000 students all around the world, 130,000, sorry. And we're getting it done. We're making it happen. So I hope that you'll support us in the building of a Black-owned university. A lot of you are $100,000 in debt to a white-owned university that didn't have your best interest at heart, that knew nothing about Black wealth, that cared nothing about the Black community. Well, all we care about is Black wealth. All we care about is Black people. All we care about is Black communities. That's why we exist. So we'd love to have you give us a try. So feel free, go take a look. The Black Real Estate Weekend is a great way to get introduced to what we're doing, or to reintroduce yourself. And we will make sure you're better off when you're done than you were when you walked through the door. So blackrealestateweekend.com, the URL's right there on the screen. Have a good day, everybody. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Peace.